Before the world knew her name, before arenas filled to capacity and records began to fall one after another, there was just a little girl in Iowa. She wasn't famous. No one was watching her. But there she was, outside, day after day, rain or shine, dribbling a basketball with quiet determination and unwavering focus. She didn't need crowds or cameras. To her, basketball was more than just a game. It was her passion, her escape from the world, and the fuel for her biggest dreams.
I think it's helped her teammates find more confidence. Clark and one. She is incredibly well controlled off of the bounce, absorbing the contact, getting it to go high.
Even at a young age, Caitlin carried herself with a calm confidence, a sense that she belonged on the court, no matter the stage or audience. This is the story of Caitlin Clark, a story of heart, perseverance, and an unbreakable dream that started in a quiet driveway in Iowa and grew into a movement that forever changed women's basketball. From those early hours spent shooting under the fading light to breaking records and capturing hearts nationwide, her journey is a testament to the power of dedication and belief.
Brent and his wife Ann never miss a game. And yes, it can be nerve-wracking watching from the stands.
Caitlin Clark came into the world on January 22, 2002 in Des Moines, Iowa. There were no flashing cameras or headlines waiting for her arrival. Her parents, Brent and Ann Clark, weren't famous athletes, but sports were deeply woven into their family life. Brent had played college baseball and basketball at Simpson College, not for glory, but because he loved the game. Ann was the steady force behind the family, always present, always cheering, always supporting.
However, Caitlin's parents have respectable careers themselves. Her dad also helms from the world of sports, while her mother was in marketing. Caitlin Clark came by her skills naturally, as her father is a former athlete.
In the Clark household, sports weren't just something to watch on weekends, they were a way of life. The television was often tuned to basketball games, backyard competitions were common, and conversations at the dinner table were filled with talk of strategy, effort, and heart. Caitlin was more than just a quiet listener. Even as a young child, she absorbed every word, every move, every play she saw. When she was around 5 years old, Caitlin picked up her first basketball. From that very moment, it was clear this was no ordinary game to her. The ball fit perfectly in her hands, and she didn't just dribble for fun. She attacked every practice with fierce focus. No one had to tell her to practice. No one forced her. She simply wanted to, over and over again.
Tournament. Well, they ended up winning the tournament. One of the mothers complained because the girls shouldn't be allowed to play in the boys' tournament. So I always kind of chuckle about that. I can just remember her doing things in 3rd and 4th grade that were pretty special.
That first bounce of the basketball on the pavement wasn't just a game. It was the spark, the beginning of a fire that would grow inside her, quiet but powerful. Caitlin was just a little girl in Iowa, but inside her, something unshakable had begun to take root. A fierce hunger to be more, to go further, and to one day light up the world of basketball. Between 2010 and 2015, while most people had never even heard her name, Caitlin Clark was quietly building something extraordinary in small gyms across Iowa. She wasn't on magazine covers. She wasn't making headlines. But whispers about her talent began to spread. By the time she was in 6th grade, Caitlin wasn't just playing, she was dominating. She scored 60 points in a single game. That's right, 60 points, not over a season, but in just one game. It wasn't only the numbers that made her stand out.
Welcome back. By now, if you're paying attention to girls' high school basketball in Iowa, you know the name Caitlin Clark, Dowling Catholic star guard. Well, last night she went off on the road in Mason City, putting up 60 points in the Maroons' win.
It was how she played. Her shot was smooth and effortless, her confidence unmistakable, and her ability to see the court was beyond her years, almost like she could predict what was coming next. She didn't move like a kid learning the game. She moved like she belonged, like she was born for the court. While many kids her age were inside playing video games or scrolling on phones, Caitlin was outside in the cold, the rain, or even snow, shooting ball after ball, hour after hour. Because she understood early on that greatness doesn't come from taking it easy. It comes from obsession, from falling in love with the grind, from working harder than anyone else.
It's clear she missed a golden opportunity to do the same move in a WNBA game.
By middle school, word had spread. Coaches showed up to watch her play. Parents whispered to each other, "Watch that girl. You won't believe what she can do." The buzz was quiet, but growing. And yet, Caitlin didn't let it change her. She didn't chase attention or let it distract her. She just kept playing, kept training, and kept smiling. For Caitlin, this wasn't about fame. It was about something much deeper, a passion and a purpose that no one could fully see yet, and no one, not even Caitlin herself, could have predicted just how far that quiet fire would burn. From 2016 to 2020, Caitlin Clark stepped into Dowling Catholic High School carrying a quiet confidence and a fire burning deep inside her. She wasn't there just to blend in or be another talented freshman. From the very first game, everyone knew she was something different. She wasn't just scoring points. She was taking over every court she played on. Deep three-pointers, clutch shots in tight moments. Defenders tried everything, but nothing could slow her down. By her junior year, Caitlin was putting up over 32 points per game, dominating games like a seasoned pro. And when the pressure was highest, she didn't just handle it. She thrived. Every time she stepped onto the court, you could feel the energy shift, like something huge was about to happen. Most of the time, it did.
This video of a 7-year-old Caitlin Clark playing against a bunch of dudes proves that she is a natural-born scorer who will always find a way to get a bucket, no matter how much taller.
By the time she reached her senior year, she was ranked number 4 nationally, earned the prestigious honor of being a McDonald's All-American, and had scholarship offers from the biggest college programs across the country. But Caitlin didn't follow the path of the most famous schools. Instead, she made a choice that surprised many. She chose Iowa, her home state. It wasn't the easy choice, but it was the one that mattered most to her. She once said, "I didn't want to join greatness. I wanted to build it." And build it she did. Caitlin Clark wasn't just chasing a dream, she was creating one, right where it all started, in Iowa. In 2020, as the world came to a halt because of the COVID-19 pandemic, Caitlin Clark was quietly preparing for something huge. While arenas sat empty and schools closed, she was working harder than ever in a small gym at the University of Iowa. That fall, she officially joined the Iowa Hawkeyes, not just as a recruit, but as a player many already believed could transform the program. When her freshman season began, Caitlin didn't ease into college basketball. She exploded onto the scene. She led the entire NCAA in scoring, averaging an astounding 26.6 points per game, along with 7.1 assists and nearly 6 rebounds per game. In just her first 10 games, she scored 30 or more points 6 times, showcasing an offensive prowess rarely seen before. Her deep three-pointers seemed effortless, and her passes sliced through defenses like she could predict every move before it happened. But it wasn't just about the stats. Caitlin played with a joy and fearless confidence that lit up every arena, even if it was empty. Suddenly, people weren't watching Iowa basketball for the school. They were watching Caitlin Clark. Every game became an event, and every time she stepped on the court, the excitement was electric. Even as a freshman, Caitlin wasn't just playing the game. She was giving fans something to believe in. She wasn't adjusting to college basketball. She was proving she belonged at the very top. By the time Caitlin Clark returned for her sophomore year in the 2021 to 2022 season, everything had changed. She was no longer just the breakout freshman everyone was talking about. She had become the face of women's college basketball. Wherever she went, the cameras followed. Every shot she took, every pass she made, every moment on the court was under a microscope. People asked if she could handle the pressure. Could she live up to the hype? Caitlin didn't flinch. She did what she always did. She played with fierce determination. That season, she averaged 27 points per game along with 8 assists and nearly 9 rebounds. She wasn't just scoring points. She was leading, creating opportunities, and dominating in every aspect of the game. Night after night, in arenas packed with fans and buzzing with expectations, Caitlin transformed pressure into fuel and made the court her stage. But with success came critics. Some said she was too flashy or too loud. Others questioned if she could truly lead a team to the top. Yet Caitlin didn't respond with words. She answered with her game. When she nailed deep three-pointers from the logo, it wasn't showboating. It was confidence earned through relentless work. When she made no-look passes expecting her teammates to finish, it was trust built on preparation and teamwork.
From their Sweet 16 run a year ago when they got knocked out by UConn. Here is Clark, and her first shot is good.
Caitlin Clark didn't play to prove others wrong. She played to prove herself right. She didn't dream of greatness someday. She worked to be great now. She wasn't just meeting expectations, she was rewriting them. And even as the pressure mounted, she kept rising. Because Caitlin wasn't chasing the spotlight. She was born to stand in it. The 2022 to 2023 season marked a turning point for Caitlin Clark. This wasn't just another year on the court, it was the moment she began to carve out a true legacy in women's basketball. From the very start, her performances were nothing short of spectacular. Sharp passes, deep threes, quick handles, and an unmistakable fire in her eyes showed she was aiming for more than just victories. She was aiming to change the game.
When you see her sign her shoes and give it to a little girl, that's pretty cool, huh, as a parent?
When the NCAA tournament arrived, Caitlin took her game to an entirely new level. In the Final Four, the biggest stage in college basketball, she delivered a historic performance. 41 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists. This wasn't just impressive, it was unprecedented. Caitlin became the first player, male or female, in NCAA tournament history to record a 40-point triple-double.
Martin, easy two. It was Poa who drew 2 offensive fouls on Clark in last year's national championship game.
She has more size and length.
Clark!
Carrying her team and representing a small Iowa program, she captured national attention and respect. From that moment, Caitlin was no longer just a college player. She became a phenomenon. Every time she pulled up from the logo, fans everywhere sat on the edge of their seats. Every pass, every fiery moment felt like witnessing history in the making. Social media was filled with her highlights going viral in minutes, watched by millions around the globe. But beyond the numbers, Caitlin inspired a new generation. Young girls across the country practiced her step-back threes and shouted her name as they played in their driveways.
Friendship bracelet? Oh, that's awesome. I'll check it out. Thank you. Appreciate it. There you go.
You're walking out into a sea, like quite literally a sea of gold.
Caitlin Clark is playing at a whole different level right now.
and America is watching.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hey, what's up, Caitlin?
Caitlin.
Hey, Caitlin.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark. She's growing.
Caitlin Clark didn't just make people cheer. She made them believe. She became a symbol of strength, confidence, and joy. She showed the world that greatness comes from being yourself. Bold, fiery, and unapologetic. With every record shattered and every game dominated, Caitlin Clark wasn't just rising, she was becoming a legend. By the start of the 2023 to 2024 season, Caitlin Clark had grown from a rising star into a cultural phenomenon. She wasn't just playing basketball, she was changing it. Fans packed arenas like never before. Tickets sold out months ahead. TV ratings for Iowa's games shattered previous records, drawing millions of viewers eager to witness her artistry on the court. This season wasn't only about dazzling highlight plays or deep threes from the logo. It was her senior year, her final chance to bring a national championship to Iowa. With that immense pressure, she didn't just survive, she thrived. On February 15, 2024, in a packed arena buzzing with anticipation, Caitlin made history. She scored the points that pushed her past Kelsey Plum to become the all-time leading scorer in Division I women's basketball.
Clark, head shoulder, trying to find that shot. Caitlin Clark.
The crowd erupted in cheers that seemed to last forever. It was a milestone no one expected to see so soon.
This crowd. Wow. In only ways that Caitlin can.
But Caitlin's story didn't stop there. Just weeks later, she achieved the unimaginable, passing the legendary Pete Maravich to become the highest scorer in NCAA basketball history, men's or women's. Maravich's record had stood for over 50 years, considered unbreakable. But Caitlin, with relentless skill and heart, rewrote history.
Caitlin Clark becomes the all-time leading scorer in major college basketball history, passing Pistol Pete Maravich.
The entire sports world paused in awe. Caitlin Clark was not just the greatest women's scorer, she was the greatest scorer, period. She did it all with grace, joy, and humility. No flashy celebrations, no boastful words. Just a quiet confidence and a radiant smile. When the biggest moments arrived and the spotlight shone brightest, Caitlin stepped forward without hesitation. The same fearless girl from Iowa, who practiced in her driveway rain or shine, showed the world why she was different. And she showed the world why she was different. She didn't just score points, she inspired millions. And that, more than any record, will always be her greatest achievement. On April 15, 2024, the spotlight was fixed on one place, the WNBA draft. The arena was packed with anticipation, cameras flashed, and millions of fans watched worldwide, knowing this night would mark a new chapter in women's basketball. With the very first pick, the Indiana Fever selected Caitlin Clark. It was no surprise to anyone. She was the most talked about player in the country, the undeniable face of college basketball, and a cultural phenomenon who had rewritten the record books.
With the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
But what came after the cheers and flashing cameras was unexpected. Instead of a warm welcome, Caitlin stepped into a chilly reception. The WNBA didn't open its arms wide for her. Some crossed theirs instead.
She is officially a member of the Indiana Fever.
Some veteran players weren't excited about the hype. Some dismissed her as just a media sensation. And others saw her not as a teammate, but as a threat, a powerful new force that challenged the status quo. Caitlin brought more than just talent. She carried millions of fans with her, New eyes, fresh energy, and a spotlight that shone brighter than ever before on women's basketball. But that bright light also cast shadows. Instead of mentorship and support, Caitlin faced resistance and cold shoulders. Instead of encouragement, she received jabs and skepticism. And all this before she had even played a single minute in the league. Yet Caitlin didn't flinch. She didn't complain or back down. She tightened her laces, embraced the challenge, and stepped into the WNBA looking for comfort. She came to compete, to prove she belonged, to build her legacy, to rise again. And her journey was only just beginning. The year was 2024. Caitlin Clark had just made history as the #1 pick in the WNBA draft. The whole country was watching. Everyone knew this moment was coming, but no one expected what came next. Her welcome into the league was anything but warm. There were no hugs from the league office, no protection from referees, and no veteran mentorship. Instead, Caitlin faced cold shoulders and hard fouls. From her very first game, it was clear she was seen not just as a rising star, but as a threat. Every defender guarding her wasn't just playing defense, they were testing her limits. They shoved her, bumped her, elbowed her repeatedly, game after game, night after night. But the worst part was the silence around it. Referees often ignored the fouls. The league stayed quiet. The message was unmistakable. This was the welcome Caitlin was going to get. Then came the moment that pushed everything over the edge. On June 18, 2025, during a game between the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun, tensions exploded. It started when J.C. Sheldon fouled Caitlin hard, swiping at her face right in front of the referees. The officials called it a flagrant one, but Caitlin stayed down, holding her head in pain. Minutes later, Marina Mabrey, a veteran known for her physical play, blindsided Caitlin with a shove, a dirty, unnecessary hit far beyond the bounds of fair play. The punishment? A mere technical foul. No suspension, no ejection, no real consequences. Fans across the nation watched in disbelief. They had seen enough. The mistreatment of Caitlin Clark, the brightest star of the league, was impossible to ignore any longer. Fans had seen enough. Social media exploded with outrage and support for Caitlin Clark. NBA legends, sports analysts, and millions of fans all asked the same question. Why wasn't the WNBA protecting its brightest star? Caitlin was more than just a player. She was the reason arenas were packed and TV ratings soared. She was bringing in new viewers and making women's basketball more popular than ever before. So why was she being elbowed, fouled, and ignored on the court? Even former Heisman Trophy winner Matt Leinart spoke out. "This is the face of your league," he said. "She's the reason people are watching. And she's getting treated like this? It's mind-boggling."
No, man, I will watch this game. I'm hoping Halliburton has enough. If not, we'll see the mighty TJ McConnell step in.
Selfish player, that Halliburton. Selfish
man.
player.
How dare you do that to your team?
Her own coach, Stephanie White, revealed they had warned officials early on. "We told the refs in the first quarter. We knew it was going to happen. Yet no one stepped in to stop it."
It's exactly what you expect, right, out of fierce competition. So I started talking to the officials in the first quarter, and we knew this was going to happen. You could tell it was going to happen. So they got to get control of it. They got to be better. They got to be better.
Through it all, Caitlin stayed calm. She didn't complain or retaliate. She just played her game. She kept hitting the big shots, moving the ball, and leading her team. Because Caitlin Clark doesn't fold. She responds. She's used to being underestimated and proving people wrong. Every shove, every bump, only added fuel to her fire. Since Caitlin entered the WNBA, the entire landscape of the league has changed. Ticket sales exploded, with Indiana Fever home games selling out faster than ever before. Jersey sales skyrocketed. Her number 22 became one of the top-selling jerseys league-wide, breaking records for a rookie. TV ratings doubled for the games she played in, drawing millions of new viewers who tuned in just to watch her. She didn't just become a player, she became a brand. Not because of flashy sponsorships or marketing hype, but because she earned it, night after night, with her talent and heart. Little girls across the country wore her jersey to school. High school gyms hung posters of her everywhere. Entire families planned their weekends around Indiana Fever games just to see Caitlin in action.
Who's that? 22?
Who's that?
And yet, despite all this success, some veterans called her overhyped. Some media voices said she still needed to earn her spot in the league. But Caitlin didn't respond with words. She just kept showing up, working harder, and letting her game do the talking. Because Caitlin knew something they didn't. You don't need permission to be great.
Caitlin had a vision and direction right from the beginning that she wanted to start a foundation to be able to give back. She learned a lot about that while she was in Iowa City playing basketball and what it meant to have a community that worked together to help others. So she established her foundation.
In 2024, Caitlin Clark launched the Caitlin Clark Foundation, a project close to her heart. Its mission is clear and powerful: to help kids in need through sports, education, and health programs. For Caitlin, basketball is about more than just scoring points or winning games. It's about purpose, using her platform to make a real difference. Through her foundation, she has donated to schools in Iowa and beyond, providing resources and opportunities for young athletes who might not otherwise have them.
The Caitlin Clark Foundation announcing that they've teamed up with Scholastic's National Literacy Program to donate 22,000 brand new children's books to kids in under-resourced schools.
She regularly speaks to kids, inspiring them to chase their dreams and work hard, just like she did. Caitlin also uses her voice to advocate for equity in sports, pushing for equal opportunities for girls and boys everywhere. Her message is simple but profound. Success isn't just about what you do on the court, it's about what you give back to the community and the world. Even as a rising star, Caitlin remembering where she came from and lifting others as she climbed. Caitlin Clark is still just a rookie. Let that sink in. Despite being in the very early stages of her professional career, she is already the most talked about player in women's basketball. She has broken college records that many thought would stand for decades, and transformed the way fans watch the game. Yet, she is only beginning.
But I'm proud of myself and proud of the way I've carried myself and proud of the way I've impacted people in their lives.
Her career is young, but her impact is massive. The questions people now ask aren't just about her talent, they're about the league itself. Will the WNBA protect its stars? Will it evolve with its audience? Will it celebrate the future or cling to the past? Because Caitlin Clark is here, and she's not going anywhere. Fans saw it, commentators saw it. Anyone watching Caitlin's rookie season saw the pattern. This wasn't just one hard foul or a single bad game. It was a pattern. A pattern that looked like rejection from the very league she helped bring into the spotlight. Think about it. She was the #1 pick, the face who brought millions of new fans, especially young girls, to women's basketball. Yet, the treatment she received suggested the league was trying to humble her instead of protect her. She's paid her dues through performance. She's lifted the sport without asking for praise. And what does she get in return? Pushback, criticism, and far too often, disrespect. And still, she rises. That's what makes Caitlin Clark so special. She never lets the noise get louder than her purpose. She never throws a punch, she just drops buckets. She never shouts back, she simply plays louder. She's been called overrated, too flashy, not physical enough. But every time someone tries to pull her down, she reminds the world why she's here. She's not just here to play. She's not just here to win. She's here to lead, because leadership isn't about popularity. It's about impact. And Caitlin Clark is changing everything. She's changed how the game is watched, how it's talked about, and who it's for. Even off the court, Caitlin Clark's character shines through. She's focused and humble, never caught up in drama or chasing the spotlight. She doesn't strive for perfection. She simply aims to be real. And that kind of authenticity is rare.
Good job. Good job. Good job.
You see it when she talks about her family, about Iowa, and about those quiet days shooting hoops in her driveway, just dreaming. Caitlin never dreamed of fame. What she dreamed of were moments, big games, game-winning shots, banners, and records, moments that truly matter. And now, she's living those moments. And she's letting the whole world live them with her.
Let's go. Hey, it's good to see you. It's been a whole year. We're back, though. And we're ready to win.
Hawks on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hawks!
So what happens next? That's the big question. Caitlin Clark has already proven herself through high school dominance, college records, and now stepping into the WNBA spotlight. But will the league rise to the occasion? Will the WNBA do what it's never fully done before? Stand firmly behind its brightest star? Will it protect the players who fill the seats and bring fans to the game? Will it choose fairness and respect over politics and old habits? Because this isn't just about one player anymore. It's about the entire system. It's about a culture that sometimes turns against its own. The league faces a choice: grow and evolve, or stay trapped in its old ways. The world is watching. The fans are watching. Young girls are watching. And they aren't just watching Caitlin Clark play. They're watching how she's treated. They're watching to see if greatness is celebrated and rewarded, or punished and ignored. The message is clear: the game is evolving, and change is no longer optional, it's necessary. Caitlin Clark is more than just a phenomenal player. She's the symbol of the future of women's basketball. She brings talent, passion, and a massive following that's reshaping how the sport is seen and valued. Now, all eyes are on the WNBA. Will the league rise to support its brightest star, protect its players, and embrace the new era? Or will it resist change and risk losing the momentum Caitlin has helped create? This moment isn't just about one athlete's journey. It's about the entire culture of the sport. It's about respect, fairness, and growth. The next chapter of women's basketball is being written right now, and it's up to all of us to decide what that story will be.